What's going on, everyone? Doing a baby key, only a plus 11. Just trying to boost the key on the druid. Trying to fill for a streak right now. Can't see this guy's IO. Gear's more than fine for it though. Kind of tempted. Just do it. Get this going. Might only have time for one tonight. Legacy the sleeper, and we're good. I'll feast these guys. Yeah, he's got some stuff done. Should be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and get my incarn off right before I drop it. Helps for this first pull. Then I get to save Ravenous Frenzy for the next room. I think we're going big. This lock knows what he's doing. It looks like just based off that 3-pack. We've got solid damage across the board from the rest. It's bolstering, that's the only thing if they don't kill even. But other than that, we should be okay. Made more than enough damage. Got lucky. I'm only going 1 pack here just because I blew my Ravenous Frenzy on the last pack. We definitely have the damage to do a 2-pack. They're bringing them in anyway. Probably not the right call and bolster. But, again, we have the damage for it, so it should be fine. Go ahead and get a demoralizing roar off. The monk went ahead and killed himself. Getting bolstered. Pretty good on this last guy. Just gonna keep my Iron Furs stacked. Just in case. I'm lower item level right now. It's only on 11 though. Still using a scale from the other side. Works pretty well. Even up to the 15 range, it's still completely fine to use. I'm pretty much just going to just bide my time so that I get cooldowns back for this Zolgamox pull, so I'll be able to have Ravenous Frenzy up for Zolgamox, so that'll be nice. Get him melted. I'm using Barkskin as an offensive right now as well. Just in between my Ravenous Frenzy windows because you want to use that during your Incarn. But Incarn resets faster. You have a 2-minute 30-second cooldown for Incarn. You've got 3 minutes on Ravenous Frenzy. So they're always going to be off a little bit. It feels bad to sit on Incarn for that last half minute, but you kind of have no choice right now. So we're going to go ahead and pop here. You pop Incarn a little bit before your Ravenous Frenzy, and then you can stack the Barkskin for your increased 4-piece uptime. He's going to fall over pretty quick here. Your 4-piece just does that pulsing damage on the bear. I'm barely even maintaining my Iron First stacks right now. With Legacy and all the leech, you don't really need to. I can do a couple things here. I can hibernate this bat if I wanted to, but no need. And I'm going to go into boss pretty much with nothing other than Barkskin. It'll be completely fine. I'd do that even on a 15, 18, somewhere in there. Stepped on each other's interrupts. Pop and scale for this, just to have it back for boss. Keep my Iron Furs up. Never capping on rage. Then we're going to go in with a Barkskin right away so we get our pulse from our 4-piece up for the increased damage window. That's already over, but it helps me get the initial threat going. I keep my thrashes up throughout, and I'm gonna Frenzied Rejuve whenever my health starts to dip for a little bit for that initial tick. This guy's melting. We just have insane damage for this key level. This Warlock's really popping off. Barkskin again offensively. Get a Monk Interrogation. He's not nearly far enough even for this level. Let's see if we can get him out. Barely. Barely, barely. I'm gonna roar here. I'm gonna go cat. Again, Barkskin offensively here. Get everyone yanked in. Now I start stacking Iron Fur. I'm going to watch which way this goes, and I'm just going to wait for that to rotate, and then I'm going to move this guy. The best thing you can do is to essentially ping pong right and left instead of going vertical like I am on this. You're going to get less of your party members killed. Again, it's an 11, so I'm moving forward faster than I normally would. And I do have my Incarn up, and along with Frenzied, or Ravenous Frenzy. I'm not going to use it here. I am going to be decursing myself though, because that's a really annoying slow. I'm just going to kind of focus on the target that has higher health. My tank damage is pretty low right now, but we've got a big AoE pull coming up here, so that's what I'm saving Incarn for. Not going to bother with the additional Dreadlords at this key level, no need, but normally we'd pull the Shady Dealer that's kind of hiding in that little house back here, this guy, on a normal route. Instead, I'm just going to grab this guy, and we are going to go and do a big pull here, because I've got Incarn up, and I want to use it. Looks like they did end up grabbing the Nathrezim that was in that house, so when he comes down, I'll pick him up. And again, my leech is so high I barely need to stack Iron Fur here, but I'm going to just to make it a little bit easier on the healer. And then the Nathrezim do not scale with the affixes in the dungeon, so there's no need to actually worry about bolstering when you've got those guys. So I'm getting them before the patrol, and then we're gonna go ahead right get this guy, and then again Barkskin offensively here. Again, we don't need to worry about bolstering at all with 3 Nathrezim. They will not bolster the other mob, so no risk at all with this pull. Just gotta avoid the typical Dreadlord stuff and make it so that the group doesn't step on me like they just did. Someone didn't start DRP, so I'm gonna go do it. Again, offensive Barkskin to start it off. I'm going to go ahead and use my scale from the other side now. Just give me a little bit of cushion here. I haven't even started to take damage yet. I'm about to now. Charge back in. Start stacking Iron Furs again. I was capped on Rage, getting lazy. Avoid this first circle. Move back. Frenzied regen, I'm starting to dip. We're way ahead of the damage check here, so now we're just kind of sitting around. And then for this boss, I always see some goofy positioning. So for the sake of just kind of settling it, where I'm putting him right now is essentially where you want him to die. If you start there, it's going to be tough to get him there as he starts into his own rotation against you. He doesn't move at certain points, so depending on when you kill him, if he's stationary when you kill him and he's pulsing, it's going to be tough to move. So I try to get him as close as possible. Here it is, the venting protocol. I just try to get him as close as possible here, just so that when he does go down, it's a little bit easier, a little bit more cleaner. I'm going to pop a Barkskin, and the reason you want it in the corner is because when the orbs ricochet off the wall, the person with the debuff can essentially grab everything just by kind of standing close to him, so it makes it really easy. I'm going to go ahead and pop Incarn and Ravenous Frenzy here, and you see the person that's picking up the orbs doesn't have to run around too much, getting a number of orbs all in the same area. I'm tanking him nice and close so that he doesn't lose all of his uptime here. And then we're just going to go ahead and get out. I'll help the team with the Stampeding Roar. I'm still in range here because I am balance affinity. So my thrashes were hitting them even way out there, so I just kept going. Again, offensive bark skin. Gives me the leech, I don't need to start stacking it. And then I went ahead and I popped my scale. Still within my absorb window for scale. Got 18k, 12k left now. And now he's starting to dip into my health pool. I'll pop a frenzied regen. And frenzied regen does a good initial tick of healing. So it's worth kind of being at 80%-ish health before you pop it. So I do tend to sit on it a little bit longer, but as long as you don't sit on it the entire time, you're not going to piss your healer off. Wait for the quaking to go off. And then we should be trapping or mind soothing. There we go. We got the mind soothe off. No one should get close enough to pull that guy. So that's a nice easy skip there. I'd love to have my Incarn up right now, but I don't, because I used it so late in that boss pull. So we are just going to go ahead and round up what we can, and we'll do this the old-fashioned way. This is a standard pull. And I'm going to use Barkskin here offensively, just to group and gather. If I need anything, I have Typhoon here, since I don't have anything else. I'm popping the first survival instincts of the dungeon right now. And then we're going to avoid the frontal from the Dreadlord. I got binding up if I need it, and I'm going to go ahead and boot back. Got a sleep puddle right there, got slept. I'm going to go down here if I don't get... There we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and roots everything. Give myself a little bit of a break. I do have Incarn up now, because it's bolstering, I'm popping it. This thing is bolstered, even though it's just a little guy. We're going to slowly bring him along. I'm going to add on to Incarn with my bark skin. Get scale up. Popping Ravenous Frenzy now. Again, out of sync doesn't feel good, so I want to keep it as close to sync as possible. Didn't want to sit on it for another 3 minutes. I was able to get almost all of it. We got 7 seconds left. Just dropped off. And we're going to go ahead and get the boss here and leverage this haste circle. And I'm going to Stampeding Roar when these start to come out to get to the middle. Now I'm starting to funnel my rage into Iron Fur. I'm going to stack up for this. He could turtle that, but generally you don't need to turtle the first one. Pop in a Frenzied Regen. Frenzy Regen again. The Bark Skin. When Bark Skin's up, because it does proc your Incarn, it does increase the, or reduce the cooldown of your Frenzied Regen. So, worth, if you're sitting on 2 charges, worth popping it. I'm gonna go ahead and catch this junk. And we're gonna send it here. Just kill him. I'm not going to pop anything else. There's another Nathrezim that you can get for a buff in here, but Kind of no point again at this key level. But while you're running around, sometimes it makes sense to do if you don't have a group that can solo it. Or someone in the group who can solo it. I'm going to go ahead and roar for him as soon as it's up. There we go. Zooming now. If you don't know, there's a weak aura that shows you where to go with your mini-map. So you open your mini-map and the weak aura will pop up and show you exactly where to bring the tradable goods to. Group's gonna pull, so I'm just gonna get these out of the way. So this next boss, the timing is gonna be a little silly. Incarn being a 2.5 minute cooldown. I'm gonna want to pop it early on this first pack here. Let that Quaken go up. I'm gonna ignore this Natrazine. Again, we don't need it. Group's doing more than fine. But on this first pack, I'm gonna pop my Ravenous Frenzy, and then Incarn together, just so that I can get at least Incarn back by boss time, and then maybe both. Just depends on how slow we kill each of the packs. So I've got them both popped right now. Bought the extra time with Bark Skin. I'm gonna go ahead and get one of those off. Get that interrupt. I mean, and pulling that together, that was 40k overall damage at 278 item level. So I mean, the bear damage is disgusting, but it's once every 3 minutes. Alright, I'm not going to charge those this time. I'm going to get these guys. I'm going to use an offensive Bark Skin, get my pulses up, get the initial aggro. I just went ahead and zug-zugged an interrupt there, so I'm not going to have an interrupt for this menacing shout, so I went ahead and I used my scale from the other side. Someone else ended up getting it though, so I didn't necessarily need it. And then the next pull is the boss, and as you can see, I've still got a lot of time, a little bit more than a minute on my cooldown for Incarn, so might not have it up for the boss at all, but we'll definitely have it up for the last boss if I don't pop it here. So I think I'll just save it for the last boss. I'll be using the Bark Skin 4-piece proc instead. And I'm going to start stacking my Iron Furs. I'm not going to need to use anything. This group's got it. Get the extra buff in here as a tank. Doesn't hurt at all to be in there. Tickles more than anything. I'm going to roar for everybody. And then we're going to go ahead and get up here. We need the priest to go ahead and get this Mind Soothe so we can get up to the boss. I'm going to stealth just to be safe. RP, RP, RP. Proactive bark skin for damage. Popping scale now. Wait for everything to get settled. And now I'm incarning in Ravenous Frenzy. Just trying to keep him near me. He's just absolutely melting, already at Divide. I have not pushed a single defensive button right now. Dividing again. We've just broken this boss. Second on damage right now, by the way. As a bear. Now I'm number 1. There you go. Died within the Ravenous Frenzy window. I was top damage that fight. Got nothing other than a key upgrade. So we +3'd that. Get out of the 11 area. Get some gamers. Hopefully queuing up. Where's my key? There we go. Got a junkyard too, so that staff is solid for bear. Still not the best, but solid enough if it drops. I was in the wrong loot spec anyway. I think that'll be it for tonight. That was supposed to be a short stream anyway. And then the length it takes to fill a key. I'll just pick this up tomorrow. Knock out some alt stuff before reset. So, have a good night.